Good morning, boys and girls. Happy Tuesday. All right, let's go over the bell work. Bell work today is for 4-6. Okay. We have 13 is equal to 9 plus x. How do you find x? How do you find x? Well, you have to isolate it first, right? Remember we talked about the addition and subtraction property of equality. What do you have to do? To one side, you got to do to the other side. Remember, you want to isolate the variable, isolate the x. What you have to do is you have to make the equation balance. You have to do one thing to one side, one thing to the other side. How do you get rid of the 9 on this side? You have to get rid of it by, if it's a positive, you have to subtract it, make it into a negative, make it into an equal 0. So, subtract 9. I did it to one side of the equation. I have to do it to the other side, subtract 9. Bring down what's left. You have the x, because the 9 minus 9 is 0. It cancels itself out. 13 minus 9 is 4. 4 equals x. All right? Okay. Now, that was pretty easy for our bell work. I hope we all got that, because then you write the original problem out again. 13 equals 9 plus 4. 13 equals 13. Check. All right? Okay. Now we're going to go into our notes for today. Boys and girls, thank you so much for being patient. I know this must not be fun if you're just sitting and writing notes for 10 minutes, but bear with me for today. Today's the last day we'll have to do this, because tomorrow's the test, and there won't be any notes, just the test. All right, today we're going to learn about 2 more new definitions, which is the multiplication property of equality and the definition of multiplication property of equality is you can multiply both sides of, and this definition should sound familiar, of an equation by the same non-zero number, and sides remain equal. Okay. Now, remember, when you multiply 2 sides of an equation, the only reason why you'd multiply is because there's a division and you want to do the opposite to get rid of something on one side. Okay? If I multiply, this is another way, a fraction bar, boys and girls, is another way of saying divide. 14 divided by 2. What's 14 divided by 2? 7. 7 equals 7. Makes sense, right? It's like those eggs, boys and girls. A scrambled egg, this is a sunny side up. It's definitely both eggs, but it's just a different way of writing it out. It's a different way of cooking it, okay? What do I have to do to get rid of the 2 on this side? What do I have to do? Anybody know? What do I have to do? What do I have to do? The inverse operation of division. I have to multiply both sides by 2. What's 7 times 2? 14. Multiply across. 2 times 14 is 28. What's 1 times 2? 2. 28 divided by 2. 2 can go into 28 how many times? 2 times what equals 28? 14. Are they equal? By golly gosh, they are. 14 equals 14. Same number, same multiplication symbol. Same thing to both sides, boys and girls. If you do the same thing to both sides, they will remain equal. First, it was 14 divided by 7 is 7. 7 equals 7. Multiplied by 2 by both sides, it became 14 equals 14. Okay? We'll go over more. Don't worry about it. If you don't get it now, it's okay, boys and girls. We're going to go over it more and more and more. Lots and lots and lots of practice. Okay. Let's do the other definition, which is the opposite of multiplication, is division. Property of equality. Okay. You can divide both sides of an equation by the same non-zero number and the sides remain equal. 6 times 5 equals 30. Okay. Because it's multiplication and I want to get rid of the 5 or the 6, let's say the 5, I have to do the same thing to both sides. What do I have to do? The opposite of multiplication is division. Draw that division bar. Divide each side by 5. What's 30 divided by 5? 6. What's 6 times 5 divided by 5? The 5s will cancel each other out. So, bring down to 6. 6 equals 6. Let's do another one of those because it's a little more tricky than the other ones. Let's do 7 times 2 equals 14. So I have to get rid of the 7. Divide each side by 7. Cancel each other out. Bring down the 2 equals 14 divided by 7, 2. Do the inverse operation to isolate. Okay? The reason why you're doing this, boys and girls, is because soon you're going to come across a number like x plus 3 is equal to, I'm sorry, not x, multiply, x times 3. X times 3 is equal to 21. Okay? If it's multiplication, I have to divide each side by, can't divide each side by x, but you can divide each side by 3. Well, you can, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to get rid of everything on this side to isolate the x so we can find out what it means. If it's multiplication, like I said, you're going to divide. So the 3 cancel each other out. Becomes x. Bring down the x. 21 divided by 3 is 7. X equals 7. Substitute it. 7 times 3 equals 21. 21 equals 21. Check. Check. Okay. Remember, do it to one side, gotta do the other side. If you want to isolate something out, gotta do the opposite. Do the opposite. Okay, and really quick, boys and girls, I want to go over one more thing before I let you go. If I give you y divided by 9 equals 12, what's the first thing you have to do? Look at that symbol. It's the division symbol. Since it's division, what do you have to do? The opposite of division. What's the opposite of division? Multiply. You want to isolate the variable. So you got to multiply both sides by 9. Multiply by 9. Multiply by 9. It's 12 times 9. 108. Hope we all know our multiplication facts. These will cancel each other out because, remember, the undo each other rule. The inverse operations, division and multiplication will cancel each other out. So you just have what left? The y. Substitute the value of y inside the actual equation, 108 divided by 9 equals, what do you know, 12. 12 equals 12. Check. Okay? All right, boys and girls, that's it for today. We're going already 8 minutes, almost 9 minutes for notes today. Don't forget the properties, the equality properties, and equality property of subtraction, addition, multiplication, and division. These cancel each other out, these cancel each other out. Don't forget those, boys and girls. All right, the test will be tomorrow. You guys are going to do an awesome rocking job. Don't worry. If you really don't understand something, if you don't get something, just try your best. Ask questions. Look through the notes I've given you. Do your best on the classwork and the homework. Remember, if you don't understand something, put a question mark by it, circle. We'll go over it. No worries. Okay, boys and girls? You're doing an awesome job. Make sure you do your exit, get your classwork. And tomorrow is your test. The packets of homework I'll also do tomorrow. You should have gotten them yesterday. Good luck, boys and girls. You're going to do an awesome job, and I will see you on Thursday.